Madam President, we are live.
I, Irene Lopez, President of the Senate Governing Board, called the March 5th, 2026 regular board meeting at La Mirada Elementary School at 5:02, sorry. So.
Do roll call.
Yes. We now will call to order, I will say, roll call by Mr. Manuel Bohorquez, acting superintendent and secretary of the board.
Thank you, Madam President. Ms. Irene Lopez, President.
Present.
Ms. Inaira Rosario, Board Vice President. Mr. Martin Arias, Board Clerk.
Present.
Mr. Antonio Martinez, Board Member.
Present.
Kenia Peraza, Board Member.
Present.
Madam President, all present. Four.
Thank you. For now, on agenda number 3, approve the agenda for the meeting. We have general administration agenda item 211, 1211, I'm sorry. Resolution number 2526-0043, non-re-elect of probationary certificated staff. Do I have a motion?
Madam President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda with that pool.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Antonio Martinez makes a motion. Mr. Martin Arias makes a second.
Can I make a motion to pull 13E6?
Well, you would, what you would do is you can talk about it, Mr. Borges, but because you're not a board member, you wouldn't be able to do that, but
Sure.
we'll be able to, I'll modify my motion to pull whatever you want me to pull.
Yeah, I would like to request 13E6 to be moved to our next board meeting in order to have more time to review the item
Okay, 13E6.
6.
Got it. All right, so I'd like to amend my motion, Madam President, to pull 12.11 and 13.E as in Enrique 6.
Okay,
I will second that new motion.
all right. Antonio does make the motion of the amendment. Arias seconds. May I have a vote?
Aye.
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 Passes 5-0.
Public comment. Do we have any public comment?
No public comment.
No session. Okay, good. All right. So we don't have any public comments on number 4, so we'll go on. 2-5 governing board recess to close session. According with the 5-1, 5-2, 5-3. May I have a
I'll make a motion, Madam President, to recess to close session at 5:05 PM.
I second. Right. Motion by Mr. Antonio Martinez, second by Senator Rosario. May I have a vote?
Aye.
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 Aye. Aye. Aye. So we are not going into closed session. Thank you. Madam President, you're alive. Good evening. We are not going, I would like to call to order the reconvening from open session from closed session at exactly 6:24. District Legal Counsel Joseph Sanchez, report out any closed session actions.
Thank you, Madam President. The board took action on item 5.2 in closed session. And the board unanimously voted to give direction to the acting superintendent to give notice to 3 certificated administrators that they may be reassigned to an alternate administrative position or location. The motion was made by trustee Arias and seconded by trustee Lopez. Thank you.
Before we begin open session, I would like to inform the public that all translations will be conducted simultaneously today via headset. If any member of the public would like translation from English to Spanish or Spanish to English, please visit the translator table to pick up a headset. Please. Elmi on our left-hand side. So now, I would ask the secretary of the board, acting superintendent Manuel Borges, to conduct a roll call for attendance.
Thank you, Madam President. Ms. Irene Lopez, President.
Present.
Mr. Naida Rosario, Board Vice President.
Present.
Mr. Martin Arias, Board Clerk.
Present.
Mr. Antonio Martinez, Board Member.
Present.
Ms. Kenia Peraza, Board Member.
Present.
All members are present.
Thank you. Now, please, we're on section 8, the flag salute. Please stand up. Place your right hand on to your left. Thank you. Pardon. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So we're on 9, public comment communications on open session items. Before we begin public comment, I want to inform the public that all translations will be conducted simultaneously today via headset. If any member of the public would like the translation from English to Spanish or Spanish to English, please visit the translator's table to pick up headsets. We encourage all participants to share constructive ideas and perspectives while respecting other rights to do the same. The board welcomes differing opinions. However, it is essential that disagreements be expressed in a courteous and meaningful way. Personal attacks or disrespectful behavior toward others will not be tolerated. To maintain a positive environment, all speakers are asked to be courteous, patient, and respectful while others are speaking. Comments should be concise, relevant to the topic and within the allotted time. Members of the public must be recognized by the board president or chairperson before speaking and may only address the board from the podium, not from the audience. Public comments must adhere to Civility Board Policy 1313, which promotes mutual respect, civility, and orderly conduct among the members of the school community, including employees, board members, contractors, parents, guardians, students, and public. This policy is not to intend to restrict any person's constitutional right to free expression on school grounds or at district activities. Uncivil or harassing conduct by any member of the San Ysidro district community is harmful to the educational environment and will not be permitted. Civil behavior includes politeness, courtesy, integrity, honesty, timelessness, dependability, adherence to laws and rules, and effective communication. Students, staff, parents, and guardians and community members are expected to communicate and behave in ways that do not disrupt district operations, hinder learning, or create unsafe environments. So we have public comments on open session items. And this is for Lidia Morales.
Yeah. Oh, hi, good evening. Yes, good evening. My name is Lidia Morales, and I'm a student from Willow Elementary, a student, and I come here to ask the school board and because my son has been having a lot of problems. He's a special education student, and he needs a lot of help since the IP that he had a few days ago, the principal and the psychologist said that they need to remove his services, and I think it's not fair. Since my son, he really needs the services, the one-on-one. We need more attendance in the special education classrooms. And it's important to consider that I know the budget is difficult, but still, this is a priority because my son had suffered with so many bullying and accidents in the Willow Elementary. So please, the school board, with all the respect, I really ask you to consider that I'm not the only one that has been passing through this, but I'm here because on behalf of my son, Gilbert Moncada, he has been suffering a lot with a lot of problems since 2023 that he came back to Willow Elementary. And for me, it's been seeing him suffering is difficult. I have to work every single day, and just thinking that my son is in danger in that classroom is just, it's not fair. So please consider that I need help with that. All the special education classrooms need a lot of more attendance because it's a lot to do. And that's all for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Allison Murillo.
Good evening. I'm here tonight to comment on the dire situation the school district is facing, both in its finances and its administration. It is no secret that the general fund balance of the San Ysidro School District is in a severe fiscal crisis, projected to hold a $2.2 million negative balance in the next year. So much so that the district is only now being obligated by the county to make a $4.8 million budget cut. What has been covered up, however, is how this situation could have been prevented. Members of this board and Superintendent Gina Potter have given statements to the Voice of San Diego, making shallow excuses for the damage that has been done to this district's finances. The board vice president, Zenaida Rosario, expressed in an article that the district could have avoided its budget issues if county officials had given the board more time to identify cuts. However, this crisis has been staring the district in the face for years. Gina Acosta Potter, the superintendent of this district, currently on leave, made this statement to the Voice of San Diego. During my nearly 8 years as superintendent, the district's budget has remained stable and positive. The notion that this district's general fund budget has been remotely stable is unfortunately a blatant lie. In fact, the graph provided by the San Diego County of Education shows that the district's fund balance took a significant dip under the minimum required reserve in the 2018-19 school year. Coincidentally, in the exact same year that Gina Potter took over this district. This decrease continued into the 2019-20 school year. The budget only became positive from 2020 to 2022 during COVID, when the district saved money from students not being in classrooms. From 2023 on, the budget has continued drastically plummeting into their current financial situation. In a previous board meeting, Board Vice President Zenaida Rosario stated that there is no one person to blame for this, and I partially agree. While Gina Potter is primarily to blame, so is this board. Zenaida Rosario, Irene Lopez, and Antonio Martinez, you have all been sitting on this board for years, approving extravagant and unnecessary expenditures and padding admin salaries like Gina Potter's comfortable $300K a year. You cannot blame the county or government budget cuts for your continuous irresponsible choices. That is dishonest to our community. Once again, we ask that you please rethink your spending choices, some of which are on the agenda to be approved today. We also ask that you please take accountability for your actions. These choices have impacted the jobs of several staff and will impact our students severely. It will impact our students severely. It helps absolutely no one to say, we're going to give up things we don't want to give up, Ms. Lopez, when this could have been prevented had there been a capable administration managing our budget. Thank you.
Thank you. The next one is Roxanne Palestino.
So we're in a budget deficit, but you guys decide, hey, let's vote for a 3% pay raise for teachers, but turn down the petition of having working cameras in common areas. We, the parents, have been asking since before the Jaime Godinez case. Teachers get pay raises, right? For an underperforming school district. I'm not saying they're bad teachers, but it should be performance-based pay. If you guys don't meet the minimum metrics for the students, if they don't show improvement, if they don't meet standards for state tests, they shouldn't give them pay raises. I think that it would actually motivate the teachers to do it better by our students. But the teachers are happy with the teachers union. They continue to pay their dues because they're seeing results on their end. But who does that benefit? The kids? Nope. It does not benefit the kids. It only benefits the teachers and the teachers unions because they all get money. Everybody continues to collect their dues. They get pay raises. But now you guys hire the police to be at board meetings, wasting money, intimidating the few parents that actually make the effort to attend these board meetings in person. But you guys don't approve security cameras in common areas for the kids, which is insane. You provide security for yourself at board meetings, but will not provide security cameras for the safety of everyone at our schools. I find it ridiculous. It's insane. The whole administration needs to start putting students first. The district needs to save money on administration salaries. They're too high. How can we reshape the whole district? People don't have an interest in it with people that don't have an interest in staying in power, because that's the problem here in San Ysidro. Seniority means priority. I see it all over. Yet great teachers and classified staff that are getting pink slip just because they don't have seniority. Maybe hire people with less experience, but with a good heart, who are hungry and want to make a difference in a positive way for our San Ysidro students. For far too long, we've had the same people in power misspending our tax dollars. We want to see change. We want board members and administration to put students first. Their safety, academic progress, reading proficiency first. Just because we're in San Ysidro doesn't mean our kids don't deserve a decent education. A school district who prioritizes students. Start working with parents, but you guys locked the doors. You changed policy to keep parents out, which is also insane to me. We are not the enemy. Thank you.
Thank you. We next have number 10, items from the board and acting superintendent. I'd like to make a little change. I would like to make be the first one to speak. I want to say thank you to the staff from La Mirada, I was at open house at Sunset and was able to go to La Mirada, wasn't able to go to Smythe. And this is for Dr. Seuss, reading Across America. And it was very worthwhile and warming to see how the children reacted at different ages, special ed also too. And just their expression, and I chose one that said, "Where is my mother?" by Dr. Seuss. And I think it was very warming to hear their expression and how the children reacted at different ages, even older kids, you know, so I enjoyed it and I thought it was nice, and I think it's something that helps our kids. A lot of them already knew the book and were answering some of the questions, so it was beautiful to see that. Also, I saw a lot of work and there was some help from Mr. Inigas regarding the air conditioning at Sunset. When we were there for the Reading Across America. I want to thank you and your staff for attending, for resolving the problem. Also, I want to say that us as board members have a lot of love and understanding of many things. But there are policies, there are regulations, and that's how we act, because that's what we're paid for, or that's what we're supposed to follow. And it's not just because we're perfect, it's because there's federal state laws that we have to go by. And that's what guides us. And the California School Board Association has a very big part on ethics. And a lot of the people that give those conferences that you go to, they are ex-superintendents or principals and special people that have that idea and know the knowledge and guide. And it's a good opportunity because you meet other districts out from California, and there's a lot of problems in what they're following as we are. ADA, loss of funding. And one of them is because also we have a lot of new special ed students. And it takes a lot of money, and we don't get what we're supposed to get from the federal government. And now we probably won't get it. Anyway, I just wanted to say that it's not easy to work with a budget. And I think that a lot of parents are not aware of that. They see the problem and they come and they tell us. There's also a form that I would like for you. You have a right as a parent. If there's something, then you need to put it in writing. This is the procedure. You can make a complaint to the teacher, to the principal, and if you're not satisfied, you come to the district and you fill out a form. And that's just putting your name, and no matter what language, we can translate it, but that's the procedure. And I see that there is concerns and there is problems, then we need for you to put it in writing, no matter what language, we'll accept it. Because that's a procedure that you should follow. It's protocol, but it deals with state and federal policies and regulations. I respect your ideas and I respect your complaints, that there is a way to do it. And let me tell you something else. I want to say that today was a very kind of sad day, and I know maybe some of you don't know, Mr. Michael Marcus is not doing very well. And I just spoke with a relative of his wife. So I just wanted to say that I'm gonna keep in touch and I'll let you know as we go on. But he was a principal, he was a teacher. He was a teacher of Our Lady Mount Carmel, and then he became a teacher with us, and then became a principal for many years. And a lot of people remember him that lived in our community. So I will be letting you know. Also, I received an invitation from the Christian Fuentes. Saturday, they're gonna have a garden, community garden that's gonna be done. It's called the Black Box. It's on San Ysidro Boulevard behind the
So from
grocery outlet.
Virginia.
Virginia, but it'll be at 12 to 3. And he's inviting the people that live in the community to attend it and see what they're doing. And it's a group that's doing that. They bought all kinds of stuff with it. But I wanted to let the community know and the staff. It's a good opportunity because that was something that we had many years back. A garden that the School of La Mirada many years back had it, and the teachers were involved in it. We even had a a track where they use the cars that they built with the students. And that was many years back though, but that's something different that I think we haven't had in a long time in any of our schools, but it's something in the community. And I know it's a group that was involved because one of them is a former resident that had land given to her. And she's trying to, bring it to our community back again. So I want to let you know that it's a good, something new for our community, and you're all welcome to go. And that's all. Ms. Anida?
Welcome, and I'd like to thank the principal, Ms. Mosqueda, are you here? Thank you for hosting us. And also, you're welcoming this morning at the Read Across America. I think Read Across America is one of the best weeks that we experience at our schools. It brings attention to the importance of reading. And reading, I remember when I was a little girl, I remember meeting the author of Tiki Tiki Timbo, No Sarembo, Cherry Berry Root Sheep, Pit Perry Pimble. And it was a book that I never forgot. And when I first started teaching and I found it at this library, because this is where I started teaching, I was fascinated that it was a book that I pledged to read to my students every year. And it's just the love for books and for reading is so important. And so we thank all the schools, and I know we still need Willow next week, and I thank the schools for also scheduling them on different days, because now it was possible for us to attend. So thank you, students. We're really happy to see other people come in and read. I actually wore my cat in the hat slippers that date back to the days of Mervyn's down on Avenue. So you know how old they are, because I only went for the time that I'm reading. And then I turn them in and I put them in the trunk of my car, and they stay there for a whole year until it's time. Okay, thank goodness feet don't grow as we get older. But I was really, that is my happy place. And even when sixth graders and you tell them how many years you were a teacher here, and they say you're old, but they want to know, is that how we're gonna look when we're old? I say, you're gonna look however you want to feel. And so when they get my age, they're gonna say, how come I said up that she was old? This is not old, this is only the beginning. So in looking at that, I just wanted to thank all the schools for inviting us. I remember one year, Grace Kojima had a contest, and she said, the classroom that has the most readers will win a pizza party and all these goodies. Well, I had 40 people come into my classroom, including Grace. And the kids just loved it. And when they would go back to their seats and then somebody would walk in, they'd say, I, but they knew that that was the moment for them to read. So I think that is so important. And in one of the schools we were at Sunset, we ran into a parent who was reading to the community. And she ran into Ms. Elba Debaca, who is also, you all know her fondly, a great teacher. And we both had the child of this parent, and the parent said, I come to read in honor of my daughter, who was a student at Sunset. And I just want to let you know that she is now getting her PhD in literacy, because she knows the importance that this is. And that's just one of many, many stories. And so when we talk about our community and our schools, and even as adults, those tests our students have to take are very, very difficult. And so I want to say that it's not just state tests, it's everything that happens the 180 days that the children are in the classroom. They are learning. We have highly qualified teachers, because that is the goal in California, to hire highly qualified teachers. And sure, as the years go, you become more highly qualified, because the more experience you have, the more you have to give back, not just to your students, but to your colleagues when you meet and you work together. So I want to just thank, our schools, our support staff, because it's not just the teachers, it's all the support staff, including the leadership at each school with our principals. So thank you to all the teachers, the principals who led Read Across America was just so much joy, and I will share this cat in the hat pin. It was really a cool giveaway for the people who came to read. So we're looking forward. I want to see if our school district can have more opportunities for more moments. I mean, they read on a daily basis, but listening to outside people come in and read is really a treasure for our students. And they like that. They like to hear these stories, and then they become inspired to tell their stories, which is what I told the sixth grade class at this school. You have a story to tell. Please tell it and share it, because your story is very important. I also was able to attend the spelling bee, and I want to say that, boy, these kids are amazing spellers. And I want to thank Connie and all the lead teachers at all the school sites, and a big star to you, my dear, because you are one of the best the pronouncers to pronounce the words. Some of these words come back from Greek and Latin and French, and she did her homework. She practiced all the words, even the extra challenge words, and we had to give almost every group challenge words. So what is that telling you? That our kids are bright, they're brilliant, and challenge words mean that they're reading above their grade levels. And if it doesn't show on a test score, that does not mean they're not learning. And I can vouch for that as an educator at this district and all my colleagues. I just want to thank, and I want to also say that I am sometimes we're reading stuff out there in social media, and it's just really just brings you down for a few seconds. But then you find that social media article that you say, this is what our community is about. And I'm not even sure if they've told you, but it was on social media, so I suppose I can say that the Purple Star Award was once again awarded to both our schools, Ocean View and Vista del Mar. And they only choose 75 schools across the state of California. And this is a recognition of the awardees. They recognize the support and the commitment that our schools provide for children of military families. And as a military wife myself, I know that that is so important for children when their parents have to leave. Especially now we're entering a really complicated time in our world. So I am so happy that once again, our district, and I want to thank Ocean View and Vista del Mar and the leadership and the children in the community, and just thank all the military for their service. I thought that was really great. And one last shout out to all our colleagues and friends who are still out on medical leave. We wish you that you come back soon. And especially Veronica, tomorrow is her birthday, so shout out Veronica. I know it's been a really tough time. She's still in the hospital, so please continue your prayers for her and send your blessings. Tomorrow is her birthday. So I think that's it. I wrote my little notes of what I did not want to forget. And I thank you all again for coming to our board meetings. It's very important that you are always aware and that you seek the truth, because the truth is what's important, the truth. Thank you.
Thank you. And now, may I have my board clerk, Mr. Arias?
Great. Firstly, thank you, Ms. Mosqueda, the entire La Mirada team for hosting us tonight. Appreciate you all. I really enjoy going around to the different schools. It gives us an opportunity to connect with our different communities here in San Ysidro, so thank you for that. Secondly, Ms. Morales, thank you for coming and voicing your concerns. Mr. Marcus, we can have staff connect with her just to understand her concerns.
And Mr. Arias, I had the opportunity to meet with Ms. Morales today in the morning. Thank you for coming by, Ms. Morales. We're working on it.
Thank you so much.
Excellent. Thank you very much. So I also want to thank SYEA, CSEA for coming, for being a collaborative partner with us throughout this balanced budgeting act. that we're doing here. You know, I gotta tell you, we're working really creatively to certify positive and ensure that we don't have any cuts. I think that's the most important thing. We're trying to protect every single job here that's first livelihood, and we're working as hard as possible to make that happen. Now, I will say that the budget concern is not unique to San Ysidro. Our neighboring districts are all experiencing this issue. Districts throughout the state of California are all experiencing this issue. So to say that we're the one district, you know, that is having issues is just simply not true. So, you know, I won't speak too much on this issue. We're actively working to rectify our budget with our partners. And you know, I'm extremely proud of the work that our administration is doing together with Dr. Glover to ensure that we're certifying positive and we're protecting our jobs. So thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Antonio Martinez.
Thank you, Madam President. I want to give a very special thank you to Ms. Mosqueda for hosting us here today at La Mirada. This is my beautiful school that I live closest to. I live right here in Avenida La Cruz. For those of you who don't know, that I've lived there my entire life. So I love this school with all my heart. I just want to say thank you for having me here today, Ms. Mosqueda. I want to also give a very special thank you to Natalie La Rosa for inviting me, and Dr. Bravo for also inviting me to read to the students today for Reading Across America. I, similar to Miss Rosario, although I don't have the shoes, but I have a hat and I keep it with me in my car, in my trunk as well. And once a year I put it on to read to the students. Today was a real honor. You know, it's interesting because I agree with Ms. Rosario completely. And I've always admired Ms. Rosario because there was a time where I would come and read to her class. And I remember that every time, oh, it was just a joy, just because the children get so excited. And really, we're teaching them the most important lesson we can, which is the importance of reading and learning. When you read, you learn, and overall, that benefits your life. So I just want to thank again, Dr. Bravo, for hosting me. Thank you, Natalie La Rosa, for inviting me. It was an absolute pleasure. I believe this is my 16th year doing it. I started in 2010. I believe when Mr. Bojorquez was a principal here at La Mirada. I just thought of that right now. You remember those days, Mr. Bojorquez?
I sure do. I missed them.
Life was a lot simpler. No, the bottom line is, it is my 16th year. Wow, that's amazing. That just makes me feel really, either way. Point is that I really appreciate it. I'm gonna continue to do it every single year. I know that Willow is having one next week, so I'll be to that. And anyone who also wants me to attend the following years, I know I've done Sunset before, I've done Ocean View, I've done Vista Del Mar. You just let me know and I'll be there. I do want to also thank Mrs. Lidia Morales for coming and speaking with us here today. She and I, we've been in communication, and I do want to let you know we're working on it and we're going to work together. And you always have an opportunity to call us directly if you need to. So I want you to know that. And I just want to give direction to Mr. Bojorquez and our special ed team to see what we can do to resolve this issue.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, always. And I really want to thank you for always being courteous and kind and really just addressing the needs so we can work together. I just want to thank you, sir.
For me, it's the only way to do it.
Gracias. I know that today we're going to be voting on to name Grace Kojima Community Center. I think that's a great idea. I'm going to be voting yes, hint, hint. But I also think that there's a lot of other individuals who have committed decades of work that also should receive some type of recognition. I know I mentioned this last month, but I really would like to see Mr. Gamboa, Joe Gamboa, who knew him. He was many years teacher here especially at Sims. If we can name the soccer field after him, I know that's something that was proposed a long time ago. But for those of you who know Joe Gamboa and the hundreds, if not thousands of students that he influenced, I mean, it's just a no-brainer. So I'd like to see us moving forward on that. I know we do have a transportation plan, but maybe in the near future, we can look at, you know, and I know we have to form a committee and whatnot, but I would definitely love to, for us to spearhead that so that Mr. Gamboa can get recognized for all the great work and the decades that he spent working in our community. you took my, because I know that last time you mentioned Vero. I also want to give Vero a shout out, who let her know that, we're wishing her a speedy recovery. And we love her, and we're waiting for her to come back, and we know she's gonna get better. So Vero, if you're listening, and I know you are, Antonio loves you, the board loves you, the district loves you, the community loves you, we want you back, and we want you to have that speedy recovery. And now I'm gonna talk about the elephant in the room, because I think it's important. We have cameras here, we have articles written. The budget crisis, which in reality, when you look at our district, we're a lot better, and I hope this gets on camera. We are a lot better than a lot of the districts, neighboring districts financially. And the curious part is why they single out our district to say that we're in a worse scenario than other districts. The bottom line is every single district in the state of California is in a financial crisis and is making cuts one way, shape, or form. The question is how they're making those cuts. Some people are laying off, some districts are laying off hundreds of people, and we've seen it. Our goal is not only to be a positive certified school district, but not to lay off a single individual. Now, we could lay off positions and freeze positions, but the goal and my commitment is to ensure that every single person that's on that layoff list gets their job and continues to have their job by the end of this financial cycle. Now, we have some creative things that we're working on, and I want to give a very special thank you to Marilyn, Mr. Burciaga, Mr. Bojorquez, for thinking of those creative ideas. And I can't say what they are just yet, but we're thinking of creative ideas to ensure we're saving the jobs. But the most important thing is we also have the May revise, which is what we're going to be basing off our final assumptions in terms of our money. Now, it's important that the media gets that right, because I think it's really unfair and really uncalled for that they're just singling out our district. It reminds me of all the times I used to look at the school district, and even though other school districts that are wealthier in the northern part of the city or in the county, and they would get away with things that we would never get away with. And it just reminds me that that's still going on, unfortunately. But we're gonna get through this budget crisis. That's one. And then number two, we're gonna do it with God's favor, ensuring that everyone is gonna keep their job. And we're gonna ensure that we're positive come by the end of this school year. So we're working on it. We got cool things we're thinking of in terms of how we're gonna maintain that positive certification. Again, I want to thank our admin team for moving forward in terms of thinking creatively. God, I can tell you right now that if other school districts thought this creatively, there would be less layoffs than there have been in other school districts. So, but we're just blessed to have, especially Maryland, for thinking of these creative ideas. And I know, Marilyn, you do have a district budget review. I hope the media is watching and they're listening, and I'm gonna ask these same questions, because Marilyn, I'm gonna ask these questions in terms of where we are really with our budget. And I just wanna say that, and then, let me see, I think that's pretty much it. I just wanna thank everyone for being here today. We got a lot of work to do, but really blessed to be here, and let's keep going. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Kenya Peraza?
Thank you, Ms. Lopez. So first I wanna acknowledge the classified union, and I see many other faces that they're not here most of the time, so thank you so much for being here. I just want to let you know that I stand with you and I value your amazing dedication. As a mother of 2 children here in the district, I see daily, the daily effort that you put, and it warms my heart every day. And yes, we are not the only district facing these problems, but we are the only one that got an assessor from the county. As it was confirmed by one of the members from the San Diego County of Education back in January. And because we did not qualify on the budget, the last 2 months. I know we're still working on great things to make this budget still work, and that's great. And that's also thanks to Dr. Glover that we have here from the county. So moving on, since we are talking also about Dr. Seuss, I did not have the opportunity to go to the schools yet, but I will go to Willow, so I will probably be joining you, Mr. Antonio. And just as a personal experience, like, it was Lawrence Day today at Ocean Blue Hills, and it was so funny to see my son's teacher wear the Lorax, you know, eyebrows and a mustache all day, so that was very fun. And I also want to take the opportunity to invite people to a very important event on Saturday, this Saturday, March 7, at Balboa Park, 10 a.m. There will be a walk, non-biased, and to advocate for children, to advocate against children trafficking. And I think this is the best way how the community can get together and fight for our children, because that's the main goal. So also I want to inform, this week, there was a big win for parents. The Supreme Court ruled on California's new law, AB 1955. This law reinforces that schools should not hide important information from parents if a child expresses wanting to identify as a different gender or asked to be treated as a different gender. The goal is to maintain open communication with parents when topics like this began to arise in the lives of our children. I'm not implying that this has been our situation in our district, but I just want for our district and our parents to be aware of this important new law. Now, regarding cameras, yes, I'm bringing them again. Since some of my fellow board members have clarified that they never said no to cameras in the last board meeting, I believe we should keep the ball rolling and place this item on the next board agenda. Hopefully, finally, on the next board agenda. These cameras are meant for student and staff safety. This is especially important considering the unfortunately events we might be facing next school year. When our students are outside the classroom, who will be watching them? Are we going to leave the responsibility to one or two people as we make decisions in the district regarding budget and challenges? We also need to think about solutions to keep our schools safe. I would like to ask the board and any member of the public, do any of you have cameras at home? Do any of you have Ring cameras? Right? Okay, thank you to the public to respond. After speaking with SDPD staff to better understand how systems typically work when incidents happen, they explained that cameras like these are not being watched constantly. They're either record or provide a live view of what is happening in the moment. Most systems keep recording for about 30 days, and after that, the system simply records over the previous footage. So this does not mean that someone is sitting in an office watching screens all day or reviewing hours and hours of video, like if they were Big Brother. The purpose of cameras is simply to have the ability to review what happened if an incident occurs. If something serious happens on campus, the footage can help clarify events and support accountability. For example, if a campus were broken into and equipment was stolen, cameras could help identify what happened and assist law enforcement if needed. The district will have the option to share that footage to help move an investigation forward. Cameras simply give us the ability to understand events more clearly when something goes wrong. That brings me to my next point. Through different sources, I have learned about concerning incidents happening in our schools, both in general education and special education settings. That is why we should consider stronger training solutions for our staff to help prevent incidents
and properly support children in distress or crisis situations. Programs such as CPI trainings, which is Crisis Prevention Institution or intervention. This can help staff safely de-escalate situations and better support students who might be experiencing distress or behavioral crisis. When we talk about safety in our schools, it should include prevention, preparation, and proper training for the adults responsible for our students. Our responsibility as a board is to always keep our students safe, and the center of our decisions is what most matter. And that means looking at practical solutions that supports both our staff and our students. Thank you very much.
Now, acting superintendent, the main board.
Thank you, Madam President. I just wanna, I had my list and then Ms. Rosario and Mr. Martinez took most of them, but, first, Ms. Mosqueda, thank you. Thank you for having us guests here today. I hold La Mirada very dearly to me. My first assignment, like Mr. Martinez mentioned, was here. And I still remember this, young man coming in and asking to be in my school site council meeting. And I had to go outside and ask him, how can I help you? He did come in, and that was a long time ago. A continuous service. Thank you, Mr. Martinez. I had the opportunity to also attend the spelling bee and also open house as mine. Thank you, Dr. Bravo, for having taken us the opportunity to walk through classrooms. It's always very enjoyable as an educator to go in. And not a surprise for me, one of the teachers was one of my students. So it was very special. Thank you, Dr. Rowe. We continue to focus on addressing the challenges that we're facing. Thank you for cabinet. Thank you, Dr. Glover. I know he's not here as an invitation, but I'm very, very fortunate to have him here. And I just want to say that it has been a blessing to have people very knowledgeable besides cabinet, an ex-superintendent with tremendous amount of experience, helping us address the issues. I'm confident that we're gonna make things through and have plans to address those deficiencies. It's gonna take time, but the effort and dedication is there. Thank you, Ms. Ysidro and Mr. Burciaga. You have done a tremendous job. One of the hardest things for me is having to notify staff for possible layoffs. And thank you, appreciate it for your service. Okay, thank you for everyone for being here. And we'll continue, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. We're now on 11, conference sessions. Reports and presentations. I would like to now call Assistant Superintendent to provide us with the district transportation plan update. That would be 11-1, district transportation plan presented by Assistant Superintendent of Administrative Leadership, School Support, and senior. Dr. Iniguez.
Thank you, members of the board, Madam President, Mr. Mahorkas. With me tonight is our Transportation Operations Tech, Jasmine Lopez. And we wanted to take we will be brief, but we wanted to point out a few things. First of all, we're required to update our transportation plan annually. Informally, we don't need board approval every year. As you can see, we're good until 2027. However, we did want to point out 3 aspects, if we could, to everyone tonight. Number 1, we simply wanted to point out how many students we transport. So Gianfranco is finding his way to that there. As you can see, we're transporting over 300 students. And when you think about the fact that we have 6 drivers, 1 operations tech, and 1 mechanic, that's a lot of students. And as you can see, approximately 1/3 is composed of, yeah, thank you. So approximately, a little bit lower, please. Thank you. So with that number of students, we wanted to point out how many routes we transport. And if you've ever done transportation, it looks easy, but it's not. There are a lot of logistics involved, which is why I wanted to invite Jasmine here, if we need to get into a little bit more detail. But as you can see, we have 3 of what is known as a non-public school route, and then we have 6 of our internal routes. And the reason that we want to point that out is because when you talk about a non-public school, those are pretty far away. And so what we try to do geographically anyway is to create routes where the students are not on the routes if they don't have to be there as long. But unfortunately, right now, the routes are long because of traffic. Even if you only have 2 or 3 students in one van or one bus, because of the geographic distance and the traffic on the freeway, it could be long. And as a result of that, you will see that the number of students on the routes are not even because we have to dedicate 3 of our drivers just to the NPS routes. That leaves a lot more students to transport internally, which are 6 routes. And those are getting longer and longer as well. So the point of that is we wanted to show everyone that as a result of that, we're going to try to shorten the routes, the time on the route next year by reducing the number of stops. As you can see, we have this year versus what we project for next year. That means that our drivers would not have to drive to as many stops that then delays the transportation or the length of the route. And what we try to do for you there is give you an idea as to what routes we have internally. But the idea, once again, is if we have less stops, students will still be transported and the route length will be reduced. So for example, right now for a normal route, it is possible that a student is on the bus one way about 45 minutes internally. And we think that's too long. So when you take into account the morning and the afternoon, that's well over an hour combined. So that is the effort behind that. And we just wanted to be transparent about that. And we did want to point out one more thing, Gianfranco, if you don't mind scrolling down. With regard to trips, we wanted to speak to that because often we hear, why are the field trips so short? Or why is there this and why is there that? So we want to speak to that. First, we want to point out that we do transport or provide a lot of field trips. When you think about the fact that there are a total of 180 instructional days, and you look at the total number of field trips that we provide in-house, 147 total, that is a lot. So what we need to do in order for that to happen, and we broke it down by school, field trips by school. So what we need to do in order to make that happen is we have to be able to pick up our students in the morning, take them to school. Then we go back to the school that has a field trip, pick them up, take them to their destination. But then the bus driver has to come back in order to either do the midday route, because we do have midday routes, or the afternoon route. And so what ends up happening is, in order for us to be able to take our students to or home, pick them up at school in the afternoon route, we don't have as much time at the location of the field trip that we want. So right now, and that's why I invited Jasmine, because I don't want to misspeak, please correct me. Right now, teachers have the option. If they want to come back before the afternoon route, then they need to be back on the bus by noon. But I want to be clear, they have a choice. If they want to stay there longer, we can do that. It's just that they're going to have to wait until our drivers finish their afternoon route, and then we would go back. Depending on where they are in the traffic, we could probably meet them there for 35, depending on the location and the traffic. So when you hear that the field trips are short, that is why. We wish we had more time, but we have to return for the afternoon route. And I just want to repeat, if a teacher wants to, they could stay there longer until the afternoon route is over, and then we go back to pick them up. But sometimes the trips are so long that we can't even do that. So what that happens, we have to pay for a charter bus. So you could see that this year we have 33 charter buses planned. We try to keep everything in-house to give work to our staff. We don't take it outside unless we clear it informally with staff to make sure that they cannot handle that trip because of the distance. I'll give you an example. Disneyland. If they go to Disney, there's no way that our drivers will be able to go all the way down there and back. So that's just some examples. So we don't want to speak too long tonight. We just wanted to give you an idea of some of the things that we do in transportation. and is why you may be getting questions about this or that. So with that, we'd be happy to answer any questions or address any concerns you may have.
Just want to say thank you because I've been one of those parents that have been, why go up there if they can enjoy it? And some of our children have never been either to the zoo, to SeaWorld. And it's kind of, depressing, and I know the parents too, that they can't afford to take their kids to those events, but now I know why. So it's really the time, effort, and that we don't have enough either buses either or bus drivers.
Yeah.
So, and now we're gonna have to really wait to see what comes with our budget in the following, this May from the governor, so now I know. And I wanna thank you for giving us that information. It's very important to
Yeah.
relay this to the parents, I think. It's very important that they know why. So thank you very much for this information. That's very important. And me and Sanaya around, they just wonder, that's why.
Yeah.
So, thank you. Thank you again
Thank
for
you.
this information. And I have no questions. Anybody else?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you. That's a great picture of one of our school buses. Right?
No.
That's a great picture. Just congratulations, Jasmine, on your persistence to really become the leader in terms of trainer of trainers. I still remember when you came and you asked us to consider sending you for training, and you did. And that was most likely not a simple feat.
Not at all.
I can imagine it was a lot of work, but we thank you because now we're fortunate to have our own trainer, and we thank you very much. Your leadership means a lot, and it's very important to our transportation department. So thank you both for the presentation.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Yes, just something, I do have a question about long field trips. I was also thinking about Disneyland. And, so what does it have, does something special need to happen to do that? Like, if the parents can like provide an extra fee for maybe the bus driver to work extra hours, or maybe a PTA or a parent committee can try to get funds to pay that? Is that possible?
Well, if I'm understanding you correctly, we do transport students to long field trips, including Disneyland, if that is what they ask for. It's just that we have to consider whether or not our drivers can do that in-house and on the same day be able to pick up our regular routes, which is why we work closely with staff, because again, we want to keep all the work as possible in-house. When they tell us we won't be able to do that one, and only then, I do work with Jasmine on that a lot, only then do we take it outside, but we try to save that as an absolute last resort for the reasons that we still have to transport our own students.
Okay, thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Reliable. Now to call Chief Business Official. And still represent the district presentation. And Dr. Laura.
Good evening, Board President, Mrs. Lopez, members of the board, Mr. Bohorquez, and community. Tonight's presentation will be a budget overview, the district's budget overview. And I have with me tonight, Dr. Tim Barber. This slide, some of the slides in tonight's presentation are repeats from the last two presentations. This slide represents the current history of fiscal stability and responsible financial management. So for the past 5 years, we have a multi-year positive and balanced budgets. The district annual external audits, 3 year of no financial audit findings, but in 24-25, we did have audit findings. There are 3, 2 are procedural findings for the child nutrition program and 1 for the GEO bond refunding. The major one is the third one. It is, not meeting the 3% reserve, required reserve for economic uncertainties. So that is why we need to rebuild our reserves and the need for the budget reduction plan for next year. Moody's ratings for the last 3 years, we have received A2 and A3 for our geo bond rating and a stable and positive outlook. You can see that here in the chart. For the geo bond audit, it's actually 5 years. I forgot to revise this slide. It should be fiscal year 24-25 added to the list here of no financial audit findings. And the bond transparency report card for the past 3 years, we have received A+ grades from the San Diego County Taxpayers Association. Budget updates are presented to the governing board at least 4 times each year. In June, the proposed and adopted budget, September unaudited actuals, December first interim financial report, and in March, second interim financial report. We'll go over some of the major factors impacting the district's budget. So we have experienced a decline in enrollment for the past 9 years, approximately a little bit under 600 students, which is an ongoing revenue loss of $9 million per year. From last year to this year, our enrollment is stable. We did gain about 4 students. As the board members mentioned, we are experiencing statewide decline in enrollment, and this chart, you can see the decline. The blue line is the decline of 6.14%, and if you take out TK, it is a decline of 7.66%. So since
I want to just have a question regarding that, because I think this is important for all of us to realize. Because there could be various reasons as to why statewide it's a decline in enrollment. I
right,
mean, one thing could be people aren't having children anymore, because it's so
that's
expensive.
exactly right.
That problem is the real reason, but what about the issue with charter schools in terms of parents choosing to go to charter schools or to private schools? Would that be another option as to why?
Yes,
enrollment?
right. Another part of this article from School Services is they did mention charter schools, that they've seen an increase in enrollment at charter schools.
Got it.
Yeah.
Then the last option regarding if I had to choose 3 options as to why this is happening, what about the immigration issue in terms of the federal administration? Obviously, we have seen it day in and day out, not just in our school district,
Right.
but really countywide, that a lot of kids are not coming to school anymore. There's a lot of there's an increase in absences. Obviously, that is something that we need to let the public know as well, right?
Right, correct.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Dr. Glover, do you have an opinion on that? Do you feel that's a
Yeah, I think anytime you have any sort of trauma going on in the community, it's going to cause parents to have concern about sending their kids to school, whether it's this particular issue or any others. And so, yeah, it's going to have an impact on it. And you're right on from the very first comment about low birth rate, that's starting to have a significant impact in their state.
Thank you, Dr.
Yeah, and I also want to add to that because, like the last 2 months, everybody has been sick. Like I didn't even brought my kids 4 days a week because it was crazy. I'm still in a sick. So, that absence, since the year started, I think it has to do a lot with it as well.
And a lot of families are moving out of California due to the high cost of living.
Right.
So that's another factor. We wanted to share this slide, another factor is the low state, cost of living adjustments. So you can see here that, just the natural costs of our operating from one school year to the next. The cost of step and column, 2%, the cost of health and welfare benefit increase 0.6%, and the increase in pension of 0.3%. So a total of 2.9%. And that's just the natural increase for for our operating costs, and you can see that the COLAs for 25-26 and 26-27 do not cover the 2.9%. I believe that districts need a minimum COLA of 4% each year just to cover those costs.
And I want to pause this there too,
Mhm.
President. Regarding the May revise, because I think this is the misconception when it comes to the media as well as to the state of things. So tell us a little bit about the process in terms of how districts are funded through the state of California. Can you just give us a real quick 30-second review? How does
Yeah.
it start? What's the May revise? That way it's clear to the public in terms of what it means and why things financially can change with the May revise.
So, school districts are funded by Proposition 98. It is 40% of the state's overall budget, so we are significantly impacted. So, on Proposition 98, 89% goes to TK to 12th grade, and then the 11% goes to community colleges. So in January, the governor proposes the 26-27 budget for the state, and then they go through their process. In May, we receive updated numbers that's close to what the state will adopt in June, and they have a June 15th deadline. So those numbers are pretty, from all the years I've been doing this, it's close to concrete. And then they adopt their budget, and then we're able to apply those fact assumptions into our district budgets.
Great. Thanks, Marilyn.
So we also wanted to share the teacher salary comparability study, which is provided by the School Services of California. It's the salary and benefits report. The ranking here is prior to the 1% at January 2026 and the 2% in July 26 for the 26-27 school year. So the teacher salary, this is the bachelor's degree step 1. We rank number 5 out of our 9 comparable districts. So the 9 comparables are National City, South Bay, Alpine, Coronado, all of those districts, El Cajon, La Mesa, Lemon Grove. The teacher salary BA plus 30 units at step 1, we rank number 7 out of compared to our 9 districts. Teacher salary at the maximum scheduled salary, BA plus 60, including a master's degree, step 22, we are the lowest, we're number 10. And the maximum district contribution to health and welfare benefits, we are also number 10. We are the lowest compared to our neighboring districts.
And Marilyn, let's make this, if possible, I'd like to make this, this presentation available to the public so we can put it on our website.
Yes.
I think that's important, especially if the media is asking questions, we can also give it this.
Yes, it'll be under the business services section. Special education continues to rise. We estimate our special education costs at $15.5 million. Federal and state revenue at $5 million. Of the $5 million, 1.2 that's the revenue for federal allocation. The contribution from the general fund is $10.5 million. And we see an increase in special education of about 500,000 to 1 million per year. Our enrollment has increased to 20%, and the state average is 15%. Federal government, when it was enacted, committed to fund 40% of special education program. And for our district, we receive only 8% of special education funding from the federal government.
I'd like to make a quick statement. When we were advocating for special ed funding last year in Washington, DC, I was just in awe and couldn't believe the fact that this was mandated as far back as 1978. So since 1978, we've been waiting for 40% funding, which has not happened. So that really affects budgets, obviously. If they would have kept their word, that would really support our special ed classes.
Yes, and no district receives 40%. Unfortunately. Federal funding is still unknown, but this chart, shows, the projected budget for our National School Lunch Program, Community Eligibility Program, 2.4 million. Title I will normally receive 1.3 million. Title II, 160,000, Title III, 300,000, and Title IV, 100,000. So the funding for federal programs could be reduced or eliminated, but we don't know until they go through, the federal government goes through and adopts their budget.
And
in
let's pause there,
September.
because I think that also needs clarity when it comes to the crisis that's going on nationwide. The federal government looking to take out free school lunches for kids,
Mhm.
while they subsidize a tax incentive for billionaires. I mean, frankly, this particular issue, we haven't even, for the public to know, we haven't even adjusted our budget to think about this potential cost. But if this potential cost happens, every school district in this country is gonna be facing either bankruptcy or even just shame. The fact that you're considering even cutting school lunches, free school lunches for children that are homeless and transitionally homeless and are financially impoverished, living in small apartments, outrageous. So I want the public to know that this is not even considered yet in terms of what we're actually proposing,
Right,
which is outrageous. And Marilyn, because I think we need to also clarify,
right.
what does Title I and Title IV cover? What type of programs do they cover? Because I think part of it's also special ed, right? What's
Not those.
what Title I and Title II, Title III, Title IV?
Title I, is for, intervention type of services, the way they fund it is through our low economic, population. Yeah, and then Title II is for professional development for teachers and principals. Title III is our ELA students, our English limited learners.
Multi-language learner.
Yeah, and then Title IV is academic enrichment. So those can be technology, field trips, so things like that.
Meredith, does every district receive these titles?
Yeah, not necessarily. They have to apply for them through the CONAP
Right.
process. Mhm.
Okay, so many of these titles are some of these titles are to support low-income communities, correct?
Title I is, yes. Mhm.
Okay. And so that it helps us cover some of these students that are low income. And so that's very important to notice as well, just for the record. And yeah, I know that there is an uncertainty since last school year for federal cuts. But I think that fear has been since last year. Thankfully, nothing was done. Also with special ed, nothing was cut. So let's keep hoping that it's gonna be the same way and let's not fear about this, because this will also not let us to bankruptcy since it's not general fund. So yeah. And the good thing is that if low-income students do qualify to get lunches, they still can, right?
For the CEP program, the district we do need to apply for the CEP program, and there are certain thresholds that we must meet in order for our children, all of our children, to eat for free, right, Dr. Enick?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember, I'm sorry, you're gonna say something?
No, yes, the major difference would be for the schools that don't qualify for that, they would have to submit proof of the income the way that it used to be before the program, but yeah.
Right.
But here's the problem I have with that, because the truth is, there's a lot of stigma when it comes to those applications.
Right.
So a lot of bullying, a lot of stigma. So when we have the opportunity to fully fund free school lunches, we're not gonna not do that anymore. And frankly, I want us to look at options because I think the outrageous that we're actually been considering, out of all the things to cut, that's the thing that's being cut, which is the free school lunches for people in need.
It's not.
Now you
it's not
have,
that.
well, I'm gonna.
It says
I-
perfectly
Well,
unknown.
we're not having a discussion here. I'm just saying my opinion
Me
in
too.
terms of this presentation.
Me
And
too.
like I said, I find it outrageous that out of all the things that the federal government looking to cut, that's what's being proposed. The free school lunches for our kids, which are gonna obligate our kids, and we're gonna continue the program to now submit applications and be some, with the stigma of what is it now? Oh, that person's poor now. That's the kid with free school lunches. That's horrible. That's horrible. But continue, Marilyn.
Okay, Marilyn, I just want to make a comment. We do need to return to the old days where they have to fill out these applications. I would like to see more privacy in terms of how these applications are filed, because I remember as a teacher, when we used to do it, I mean, they just turn them in like that, and I think that just has to go directly to one place to ensure privacy. Another thing I wanted to make a statement to clarify under Title II. A lot of people sorry, I have a little lifesaver in my phone. I apologize. I thought I would finish it before. A lot of people think that when teachers and administrators go to conferences, they're just going for a vacation, which is not true. The state of California did away with life credentials in 1982. I know that clearly because that was my first year of teaching, and the first thing they said to me, you do not have a life credential. And what does that mean? It means that every 5 years, you need to reapply for your credential, and you need to prove that you have taken professional development. And with these title monies, the districts can provide those trainings, professional growth for both teachers and administrators, because my understanding is also administrators, there are no longer live credentials. And so the same thing goes for that. And that's just keeping everyone abreast with everything that's going on. You should always be learning. We shouldn't stay back in the good old days, even though there was a lot of great things back in the good old days. We have to keep learning. So that's very important to know, because it's not teachers and administrators going places to have a good time. It's to learn and bring back that information, which is very crucial for the development of making sure we always have highly qualified teachers and highly qualified administrators and a highly qualified school district, which really makes us stand out. Because I've been here when we've had state people come and evaluate our school programs, and we have ended up a highly qualified school district many times because of that. We have a lot of training that is going on, not just outside, but within the schools.
And then just to clarify, because I think when it comes to one of the solutions to how school districts in general are dealing with the budget crisis, a lot of them are using categorical Title I funding to essentially transfer jobs. So you have a job that's being paid through the general fund. And I know a lot of school districts are doing that in terms of now that job can be paid through Title I, correct, Marilyn?
Yes, as long as the job responsibilities meet the criteria for Title I for supplemental programs, because we're not allowed to supplant. And our auditor's here tonight, so I have to make sure.
Well, obviously, I know a lot of school districts are doing this to mitigate the layoffs. So when that happens, if we do lose Title X through the federal government, yes, school districts will go bankrupt. Because the reality is that a lot of them are now being the jobs are now being funded through Title I, Title II, Title III, and Title IV.
Right.
So that, just to clarify that.
So the district is grateful for San Diego County Office of Education's partnership and is confident that with diligent work, financial stability will be restored by the first interim financial report in December 2026.
All right, so Marilyn has kind of laid out some of the components of the budget, so forth, and some of the kind of collision of events with title money, et cetera, and that. What I wanted to do right now is walk you through what we believe is the most realistic timeline to be able to establish the district in a positive status, because we know that gives you the most autonomy and the most ability to serve by your choice exactly what you want to do for your students. And that's what's best for every community in that. So at the December board meeting of 2025 is when the governing board approved a budget reduction plan. And then, as you know, based on that budget reduction plan, the district decided to qualify itself as negative. And with that is when you get assigned a fiscal advisor, and the County Office of Ed becomes a partner in this journey with you in that. So January 27th, kudos to you for doing a revised budget plan that made it more appropriate with a final number that we're shooting for right now, which is about $4.8 million in that. Next week, I want to thank you for that special board meeting on March 12th, and that'll be the second interim where Marilyn will give an update on what's the status of all of our different budgets and give you a feel for where we're at. And I just want to remind you, none of those kind of interims are ever a perfect analysis. They're the best snapshot available to us because, as you all know, money's moving in and moving out and expenditures in and out. So lots to do with that. We want to let you know that because of the qualified or the negative status, this year, San Ysidro will be going through a third interim, which is going to be the May 14th meeting. It's where we take yet another cut at the budget to try and get the latest, greatest, most accurate snapshot of your condition and that. And then what you'll see is the process that I think you folks have been chatting with Marilyn about, which is it's the start of the next school year's budget, where you start with June 4th. You'll have a proposed budget presented by staff to you, looking at what they know is the best and most viable way forward to make sure that you're right sized to meet your students' needs, while taking into account what is the proposed adopted budget coming from the state. Remember, the May revise will influence that June 4th final budget there. And then once you have that one there where they talk about financial stable budget status, June 18th is when you take your actual final action to adopt your budget for the 26-27 school year. And just so you know, along that same lines, you'll be working with your LCAP and doing the same similar work as far as how you have a presentation, then an adoption of that. So it goes from there. And then the final step to move forward with having a stabilized budget and all of the systems in alignment in that, and the district right-sized according to its finances, will be at your December 26th governing board meeting. That'll be your first interim for the next school year. And at that interim, our goal, collaboratively working together, making the best decisions possible on behalf of students, is to make sure that we can establish that the district is within its financial means, has restored all of its required necessities, and is able to certify as a positive budget. So I want to make sure we understand there's some months still to go. But what I would share with you, my observation since being here since January, is that you have a team that is just outrageously dedicated to try and find solutions for your students. And you hear it from everybody that I interact with in that. So please know it's heavy lifting. You folks as a governing body with fiduciary responsibility, you're going to be right there with everybody doing some of that heavy lifting. So thank you in advance for that. But please know that with dedication and focus, this is absolutely achievable for the San Ysidro School District. And it is truly an honor to work with you.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
That's it for us, right?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
We're 12, general administration. So,
12.1 is to approve the minutes of the regular board meeting of February 12th, 2026. May I have a motion?
so moved.
Second by Mr. Thomas. Yes, may I have a vote?
Aye.
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 Passes 5-0.
For 12.2, 2026 CSBA Delegate Assembly election. I would like to make a motion to elect the following individuals to serve as representatives to the 2026 CSBA Delegate Assembly. The 5 candidates on the ballot are Eddie Jones from Fallbrook Union, Melissa Kroll from Warner, USD, G. Wagmoth from Del Mar, Don Perfect from Ramona, Rhea Stewart from Cardiff, and 4 write-in candidates, Rudy Lopez, Sweetwater Union, Maria Ventacourt, Castañeda National School District, Marla Strick, Encinitas Union, and Andrew Haynes, Lakeside. So,
May we have a motion?
So she made the motion.
Okay, and 2 seconds? I will.
I need the motion.
Yeah. May I have a vote?
I just have a question for clarification. So these aren't, all of them are gonna be, it's a proposal from us to approve, right? All of them?
These are the representatives running for CSBA, and it's 9 that are elected. And all these people have submitted their paperwork and are now at this step where we vote for them.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, may I have a vote?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0. And thank you. Now we go on to 12.3 is to open public hearing regarding the extended school year for the 25-26 school year.
I'll make the motion, Madam President.
Okay, motion made by Antonio Martinez, seconded by Mr. Arias. May I have a vote?
Aye.
Aye.
Can I ask questions?
We have to, so there's 2 things.
Okay.
What we're voting on right now is just to open the public hearing.
Oh, right, right,
What we'll do is we'll open it up. If the public has comments regarding this,
okay,
we'll hear them, then we'll close the public hearing. And then when it comes to 12.5, after we make a motion a second, then we can have a board discussion.
okay, thank you. Aye.
Aye. Passes.
Passes 5-0.
Now, Irene, you want to do your presidential duties and bang of the gavel, public hearing.
We have opened the public hearing. Do we have any comment from,
Anyone? No one? No, okay.
okay? So,
I'll make the motion, Madam President, to close the public hearing. Close the public hearing, period.
all right, and I'll second it. May I have a vote?
Aye.
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 Passes 5-0. Thank you. We have now closed the public hearing. 12.5 is to approve the waiver for extended school year 26 to reduce the number of instructional days provided to special education students. So may I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Mr.
I second.
Arias makes a motion, Zenaida Rosario seconds. Do I have a vote?
No, now we
No
have discussion.
Yes,
So
please.
it's, Gracias.
Yes, I just wanted to know what is the difference of this change, from last year to this one? Because it could affect special education students. So I just would like to clarify what is the difference.
In terms of the request, it's the same.
It's the same?
It's to go into a shorter length of time, but a longer date. Which was the same thing as last year.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering about that
It's just we need to go bring it to the board every year.
every year. Got it, thank you.
Hey,
Vote on it?
yes, we need a vote. May I have a vote?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, passes 5-0. Okay. So now we have 12.6 is to adopt resolution 25-26-0040, celebrating the life, values, and sacrifices of Cesar Chavez by honoring his birthday on March 31st as Cesar Chavez Day.
So moved.
I second.
We all want to.
Antonio Martinez makes a motion, Martin Arias seconds. May I have a vote?
Aye.
Aye.
You all
Passes
voted 5?
Yeah,
Okay.
5-0. The motion passes. Thank you. 12.7 is the approval of resolution number 25-26-0041, officially remaining the Byron Community Educational Resource as the Praise A Kojima Community Educational Resource Center.
I make a motion.
Okay, Zenaida makes a motion, I'll second it. And we have any questions or comments? No? May I have a vote?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0.
And I want to congratulate Mrs. Kojima's family who's here with us today.
Before we do the official presentation, we would like to share the resolution with our community.
Want to read it, Mr. Rosario?
Resolution number 2526-004, renaming the Byron Community Educational Resource Center pursuant to Board Policy 7310, naming of facilities. Whereas the governing board of the San Ysidro School District recognizes that the naming and renaming of district facility is a significant action that reflects history, values, and identity of the San Ysidro community. And whereas Board Policy 7310, naming of facilities authorizes the board to name or rename district facilities in recognition of individuals living or deceased who have made outstanding contributions to the school community or contributions to statewide, national, or worldwide significance. And whereas Board Policy 7310 encourages community participation in the naming process and authorizes the board to appoint advisory committees and hold a public hearing prior to the adoption of a proposed name. Whereas on March 13, 2025, the governing board approved the information of renaming committees composed of staff, community members, and students for San Ysidro Middle School and Bayer Community Educational Resource Center in accordance with Board Policy 7310. And whereas the remaining committee conducted outreach, received historical contributions and evaluate proposed names consistent with Board Policy 7310 criteria. And whereas on February 12, 2026, during a regular meeting of the governing board, a duly noticed public hearing was held to provide members of the public with the opportunity to provide input regarding the proposed renaming. And
whereas the renaming committee recommended that the Bayer Community Educational Resource Center be renamed the Grace A. Kojima Community Educational Resource Center. And whereas Grace A. Kojima served as superintendent of the San Ysidro School District from 1993 to 2001 and dedicated 39 years of service to public education. And whereas under her visionary leadership, the district secured a $250 million bond in 1997, one of the largest school district bonds in California at the time, resulting in significant facility improvements, including the construction of 2 new schools, renovation of 3 schools, and the establishment of the Multicultural Center at Sims. Whereas she championed the creation of transformative academic and extracurricular programs that expanded opportunities for students and families, and her advocacy led to the realization of a long-needed community library serving the San Ysidro community. And whereas following her retirement in 2001, she continued to serve the San Ysidro community through leadership in the San Ysidro Women's Club, including serving as honorary founding chairperson of the scholarship committee, helping establish $500,000 endowment in her honor to provide scholarships in perpetuity, supporting initiatives such as Teddy Bears for Kids, and inspiring the awarding of more than 600 scholarships and incentive awards. Whereas Grace A. Kojima was recognized for her extraordinary, I'm getting emotional because I just feel her. She's here. She's here. Compassion, advocacy, leadership, including receiving the Health Champion Award from San Ysidro Health Center, being honored as Woman of the Year by the 79th State Assembly District. And whereas the governing board finds that renaming the facility in her honor is consistent with board policy 7310 and appropriately recognizes her enduring contributions to education and the San Ysidro community. Now therefore, be it resolved that the governing board of the San Ysidro School District hereby approves the renaming of the Bayer Community Educational Resource Center to Grace A. Kojima Community Educational Resource Center. Be it further resolved that the governing board of San Ysidro School District hereby authorizes and approves the renaming of the facility as identified in this resolution, and she deserves, and all of you who worked so hard to make this possible, a standing ovation. I, the family, was our kids had a very special, tribute and dedication. Alice, you are, familia, you are that family. And I just want to say that, I dressed in honor of Grace. This is the Hawaiian flower. The Hawaiian necklace in her honor. Yes, she is and will always be very special in this community. So, let's go.
We have a certificate of recognition awarded to the Kojima family. The San Ysidro School District Governing Board proudly recognizes and honors the Kojima family on the occasion of the official renaming of the Bayer Community Educational Resource Center to the Grace A. Kojima Community Educational Resource Center. This recognition celebrates the lasting legacy and contributions of Grace A. Kojima, whose commitment to education, community, and service continues to inspire generations of students, families, and educators. May this center serve as a lasting tribute to the remarkable impact on the San Ysidro community, San Ysidro School District, and Governing Board. Thank you.
She's gonna take everybody in this one.
Thank you, one over here.
I only have the women's class. Very, very.
All the women clubs, all the members, the women club, and so Julie, come on, you're a member, come. Yes. You're all women's club.
Here we go. All right, are we ready? Okay, got the count of three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, but if you want now, 1, 2, 3. All right, beautiful. Do another one here. There we go. All right, here we go. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And second, 1, 2, and 3. Beautiful.
One more, please.
One more. Here we go.
This is gonna go to social media because the world needs to play.
All right, here we go. Are we ready?
Yes.
All right, the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. There we go.
Thank you, Dr. Enig, for the work that you have done to get us to this point, and
Yes.
you know, the next step is to build it and be there.
So find the shovels and the hard hats and we're ready to start to get the first.
Read the board highlights, we're getting very close.
So now we're on 12.8.
Madam President, Mr. Arias, had to step out for a little bit.
Okay.
Um.
Hmm.
You want to say something real quick about violence?
It's not on the agenda. We've already voted on it. But next meeting will be great.
Okay, Frank, so what do you do when you have these situations as a principal? When someone on the spot.
I want to say that the mural that is down the street from this community center is really beautiful and it's gonna be a great addition to the beauty of that street once our community center is built.
Or the bridges, huh?
Yeah, the bridge, that mural, the artist has done a fabulous job. Beautiful mural.
Madam President, we can continue, and then, obviously, when Mr. Arias comes back, then we'll inform the crowd when the period of time when he's back. So we're 12.8.
Okay. So do I have a motion then? Oh, let me read it.
Yeah, 12.8.
12.8 is to approve the 24-25 annual financial audit report. A representative from Wilkinson, Hadley King and Company, LLP, will be present to answer questions from the board.
I'll make the motion.
Mr. Martinez Antonio makes a motion. I'll second it. And at this time, Matt, no, he's not here.
Oh, you back. Yeah.
Oh,
he's
you
got
do?
it. Yeah. So I don't have any questions for the representative of Wilkinson Hadley King Company.
Does anybody have any questions?
No questions.
Ms. Peraza, do you have any questions?
No.
Thank you for being.
I mean, I just assumed the cameras were here for me. They packed up, don't understand.
They only like negative stories that you were gonna bring.
I was confused. They left.
I will say, great hair.
Yeah, I thought you were the movie star from the Lincoln Lawyer. God.
So, may I have a vote then?
Hi.
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 Aye.
0.8.
Well, I do have something to say.
Well, we're already taking a vote on it. So let's backtrack a little bit, because we do have a motion a second. All right, we're gonna take a vote again. Go for it, Ms. President.
Okay, so by approving this audit, does that mean that we're gonna move forward with the recommendations? And I guess this question, yeah, it's from everyone. The board, the district. I know you will say yes, because those are your recommendations.
The financial audit report is how we did last year. It's essentially a report of the finances after they've been audited from an independent company. This has nothing to do with what we're proposing in terms of this year.
Right, but there are some recommendations, right, at all the way to the end?
Correct. There were, and Marilyn touched on it during her budget presentation, the findings in the audit report. And the recommendations that are made are not binding in any way to the school district. They're simply just recommendations based on the ed code that is applied in those findings. And there are corrective action plans that are in responses to those findings that are attached on the following pages from the finding pages in the audit report. But those are already in like literally ball rolling downhill. And so the recommendations are simply there as things that would be items that are best practice throughout the industry, things that are just that, recommendations. It's not, if you approve it, you have to do these items.
The part that it is state and federal regulations also, right? It has something to do with that. So why we have you audit it and make sure that you're giving us the recommendation to us.
Absolutely. Because there's three reports that have opinions within the audit report. There's the financial opinion, there's the federal compliance opinion, and there's the state compliance opinion. And the district did get an unmodified audit opinion on all three areas, which is what you want, which even though there are audit findings, you can still have an unmodified audit opinion, which means that the findings did not cross material non-compliance thresholds that required a modification of that opinion.
Thank you.
Mhm.
May I have a vote?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Passes 5-0. 12.9 is to approve the 24-25 annual financial audit report for general obligation bond measure T.
I'll make the motion. I'll
Okay.
second.
Motion made by Mr. Antonio Martinez, second by Mr. Arias, Martin Arias. Do we have any questions or comments?
No.
No. May I have a vote?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0. Thank you. Now we're on 12.10 is to approve the 24-25 annual financial audit report or general obligation bond measure U. A representative from the Wilkinson Hanley King and Company LLP will be present to answer questions from the board. May I have a motion? Antonio Martinez makes a motion. Oh,
Go ahead.
Martin Arias, second.
Yep, I'll take it.
Do we have any questions or comments?
No.
No? Okay, may I have a vote?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0.
Yes.
Now 12.11, resolution number 2526.
No, that is full.
Well, that's the one we crossed out. Okay. Okay, we now move on to the consent calendar. All items in period are adopted by one single motion. There will be no discussion of these items prior to the consideration of the motion unless a member of the board or superintendent requests that any such item will be removed from the consent calendar and voted on separately. But we do have some
Yeah, we
comments.
have
Yeah.
three comments from Miss Allison Murillo. The first one, we're gonna give her 3 minutes on 13B as in boy point 3. The second one is, we're gonna give her 3 minutes on 13 David D.1, and then we're gonna give her 3 minutes on 13 David point 3.
Okay.
She stepped to the restroom for a second.
but you guys are gonna take a little bit longer. Is there any other person speaking?
Oh, we have to, you know, the reality is this is the part of the time where she's allowed to speak for this issue. I think she's coming.
Your turn now.
So, Ms. Murillo, you have 3 minutes on the first 13, E as in boy, point 3.
So this would be regarding resignation, right?
Yep.
Okay. Good evening. I'm here to comment on the unfortunate resignation of a truly wonderful teacher. Looking over the past agendas, it is painful to see how many valuable staff members have been laid off. However, this particular teacher's resignation is especially heartbreaking. Mrs. Esquivel is a talented, dedicated, truly caring educator who has tried her absolute best to serve her students in the time that she has been teaching in this district. However, she has been left with no choice but to leave. It's unfortunate how this district has failed its employees, putting so much pressure on many of its teachers to avoid any sort of connection and communication with parents for fear of very valid complaints and reports regarding school issues. It's also unfortunate how harsh treatment from school administrators has made it impossible for many teachers and other staff to perform their jobs in an environment that's comfortable and feels safe. It's no wonder why so many teachers have left Willow Elementary as of late. This district has let go of so many essential staff members and talented teachers while keeping around a certain employee who has years of sexual harassment reports from students. It's ironic and really emphasizes the misplaced priorities and skewed values of this district. I deeply hope that Mrs. Esquivel is employed in a place that values her talents and perseverance and appreciates her efforts in nurturing students' education. She and so many other district employees, along with our students, deserve better than this. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Murillo, you're gonna keep sitting there because we got two more. You got 13D.1, 3 minutes.
Okay. Good evening. Today, the San Ysidro School District Parent and Family Engagement Policy will be reviewed, and I would like to contribute a bit of insight. This policy discusses increasing meaningful parent engagement and identifying barriers to their participation. But before approving a policy about engagement, I strongly believe that the district needs to address real barriers that parents are experiencing that have been severely hindering parent engagement. As of this school year, parents have been barred from stepping foot on school campuses to drop their children off due to the new secure campus policy. Many parents have reported hostile interactions with school administration when trying to participate, including some who have been kicked out of school meetings by their child's principal simply for asking questions. Additionally, parents have sent emails to Acting Superintendent Manuel Bojorquez, school principals, and members of this board, and have received no reply on numerous occasions. Board President Irene Lopez just commented that parents need to learn how to express complaints properly in writing, which is quite offensive and insulting considering that there are dozens of written complaints that parents have submitted that receive no solution and even no response, many of which board members receive but choose not to reply to. If parents really need to learn how to file complaints, I strongly urge the board to respond to these complaints in return. And in my opinion, worst of all, there have been various occasions of board members making hateful remarks toward parents who make public comments. Vice President Rosario went as far as pulling out her phone to take pictures of audience members for recording meeting occurrences in February. We have the right to record, as do you. But there is a difference in intention. We who record do so to document the truth and help other parents who do not attend these meetings feel engaged in district endeavors, keeping them informed of what exactly is said during these meetings. This is not the same as recording audience members and laughing at them in a mocking manner. It's uncouth and unbecoming, reflecting negatively on our district administration, but I digress. All of these barriers that have been set have caused many parents to express hesitation and even fear of participating in our district. If parents feel unwelcome or intimidated, that directly undermines the goals of this policy. How can we expect parents to be involved when these environments are so hostile? Reviewing this policy should begin with addressing those barriers so that engagement can actually happen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next one is 3 minutes on 13D as in David, point 3.
Okay. Good evening. I would like to begin my comment by informing our community of what this item is approving. $33,200 of community schools grant funds to send district employees on a professional development trip to Temecula. This comes shortly after the district approved over $60,000 for another professional development trip to San Francisco. These expenditures are especially concerning given the financial situation this district is currently facing. The district has already acknowledged a multi-million-dollar budget deficit that has been directed to make millions of dollars in cuts. Staff positions and student services have been impacted as a result, yet the board members have still washed their hands of any responsibility. We have heard excuse after excuse tonight. It is important to remember what the community schools grant is intended for. These funds are meant to support students and families directly through services like tutoring, after-school programs, and family engagement initiatives that strengthen the connection between schools and the community. Summer learning can also be supported by these funds, yet the extended school year services for special ed students is getting a 5-day cut this year. When tens of thousands of dollars from that grant are used for travel and conferences, it raises serious questions about whether those funds are being prioritized in the way our students and families need most. Professional development can be valuable, but when this district is asking employees, students, and families to brace for budget cuts, it is reasonable for the public to expect greater fiscal restraint. At a time when the district says it must make a difficult financial decision, approving expenditures like this sends the wrong message to our community. I urge the board to reconsider how the district funds are being prioritized moving forward. Thank you.
Madam President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent calendar.
Okay, second. Made by Antonio Martinez, second by Sonelia Rosario.
And no pulls from my end.
Do we have to consider the poll that was done, at the beginning?
No, because that's already been pulled in the beginning.
I do have some polls.
Okay?
Okay, do you have anything? No. Mr. Arias, do you have anything?
No.
Gracias.
Yes.
Okay,
It will be 13B.3. 13G.1 as a David. 13B as a David, .3. 13E.1. 13E.4. And that's it.
Okay, I'll modify my motion to approve the consent calendar minus 13 Bravo.3, 13 David.1, 13 David.3, 13 Enrique.1, and 13 Enrique.4. We can vote on that.
okay. So
We can vote on
we
the,
can vote on that.
yeah, and then we'll go on in a second.
Okay, may I have a vote?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh, on the rest, yes, sorry.
Okay, passes 5-0, and now we'll begin, on 13B-3.
Yeah, I'll make a motion.
I'll say.
Motion made by Mr. Antonio Martinez, seconded by Mr. Martin Arias.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we can just go for the vote,
Okay, then why do we pull it?
because I'm gonna vote no.
Oh, okay, got it. That makes sense. Let's vote it.
Okay, 13B,
What, we can vote on, I'll vote yes.
okay,
Yes.
yes,
No.
Or one.
okay, passes 4-1. And then 13D-3,
Vote one. And I'll make a motion, Madam President, to approve 13B.1. I'll second. All right, good.
Yes, so this is a very important item for me since it involves family and parent engagement. And with this, I would like to propose 2 actions. Which is, these are actions to strengthen our parent and family engagement efforts. So first, I'm requesting that the district develops a structured parent education on, on educational rights and district governance structure trainings. These trainings will inform parents of their educational rights, explain how the district functions, and clarify the chain of commands when concerns arise, and provide an overview of the role of the school board, district administration, board policies, and applicable educational codes. When parents understand how the system works, it builds transparency, trust, and stronger collaboration. And the same way of how the process, as Ms. Anida was explaining, how the process for making complaints work. Some parents have different understandings, so they will do whatever is best for their knowledge. And the second is, I am requesting that all district-related parent meetings, including but not limited to school site councils, coffee with the principals, ELAC, LCAP, and DPAC meetings be held both in person and via Zoom to ensure broader and more equitable parent participation. This is not new for other districts. Other districts have both. And this will give parents the opportunity to do whatever is best for their time. And it will empower parents with knowledge and access, most of all, very important and key word, access to our schools and our communities. So again, I would like to propose these two actions and to go to the agenda of the next board meeting. Thank you.
Do you have a second on that?
We do. We already have a motion, second. Any other comments?
Oh, and please, Mr. Roberts, if you can put it on the record. Thank you. That's it.
Well, when I say, this one is 13D.3.
No, one.
Oh, it's one. Okay. Oh, yes, okay. All right,
We can call a vote.
yes. May I have a vote?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Mr. Alpha, did I?
Yes, aye.
Okay, passes 5-0.
With proposals on the record. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay,
I'll make a motion, Madam President, to approve 13D.3, which is professional developments.
I'll second.
okay, second.
Okay, now you're.
Yes, Mr. Horkus, I see this is your item. Can you please explain specifically what new strategies or knowledge staff will gain from this school climate conference? How that learning will be implemented in our schools and how it will directly benefit our students. Thank you.
With this particular conference, they haven't attended, so I cannot answer that specifically, but in prior years, there has been members of the San Ysidro School District staff who had attended. And that supports not only PBIS programs, but it supports the culture of the schools in the district.
So now
We're just gonna call for a vote.
it was made, motion was made by Mr. Martinez and second by Mr. Arias. May I have a vote?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
No.
Okay, 4-1 no. So now we're going to.
13D.1. I'll make a motion, Madam President.
Okay. John Antonio Martinez makes the motion, Mr. Arias. Seconds,
And you're up, Ms. Brasso.
Yes, this is just a very positive comment from my end. I just want to thank you, Marilyn, for adding that PO reference. This is, I think, the first board meeting we will see this, and I think this is a great step for transparency, so thank you so much, I appreciate it. Thank you.
I'd like to call a vote.
yes, may I have your vote?
Aye.
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 Passes 5.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion, Madam President, to approve 13E.4, which is award network switches RFP and agreement to Gigacom alternative for E-rate category hardware. I'll make the motion. Need a second.
I'll second.
Mr. Arias,
Yeah, no.
Antonio makes the motion, Mr. Arias, is seconded.
All right, Ms. Brassey, you're up.
Yes, I just had a question of, so I see there's different type of funds. There's the general fund, the E-rate fund, and another. So I will just like to know how much are we taking from general funds, since it is a significant amount? How much are we taking from the general fund? Thank you.
That's Marilyn.
So E-rate will cover 85% of the costs and 15% will be funded by the general fund. This will not doesn't need to happen this year. It's when funds are available. It gives us a 5-year period or 3-year.
We have a 5-year period to use the funds before they expire. It's a federal program. It's all usable for very specific items. Connected by devices, including network switches and wireless. The idea is to stagger this yearly so it doesn't hit our budget so hard. We can filter, 1 year we do so many at a site, next year we do the next site. It's based on our reduced student counts. Right now, they will pay 85% to pay about 15%. For this, I think everything was great eligible, so our total now will probably got about funny a specific number, but it's like 26,000, something like that out of it. Over 5 years, we have 835,000 spent. You pay 15%, federal government pays 85%. Great. The idea is just to stagger it, so it's not all one lump sum. 2030, we will use the funds if we don't spend them.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you.
They start to cycle over, hopefully.
Thank you.
I read the backup funds and it does say 85% eligible equipment purchase based upon the district fee, free and reduced student lunch program. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you, Mr. Lewis.
Like to call a vote?
Yes. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0.
Madam President, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn at 8:29 PM.
Okay,
Thank you to the 33 people watching.
Second and a-
I'll make a second that.
Antonio Martinez made the motion and second by Mr. Arias. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And again, thank you to the 33 people watching us online. Thank you.
That's great.
How much?